everyone, my name is Joy and here with me is
My name is Kachi.
welcome to the Open Mind podcast. Today we shall be discussing about change. But before we kickstart into our discussion we have for today, have you ever experienced any big change in your life before? Okay, I'll be waiting for your answer in the comment section. So, as Heraclitus once said, change is a constant in life. Whether be it a small change or a big change, change is all change. So, I have here with me my host. Yes, and he's also my guest. We are co-hosting, but will be my guest for today. So, Mr. Basio, you are welcome to today's discussion. Are you ready?
Will I say it's my pleasure for me being welcome? Thank you.
Am I even supposed to welcome you? Because you are my host and then you are my guest. We are both co-hosting this together.
All right.
So, yeah. All right, welcome once again. Are you ready for my questions?
Yeah, sure.
But before I ask those questions,
Okay.
I have something I want to ask you. What is the biggest change you've ever faced in your life?
Okay, biggest change.
Yes.
All right. I'll start by saying the biggest change I've ever faced in my life is going to school, going to university, education. Yeah, because I behaved like a mediocrity before then. I had this low self-esteem. I never thought I'll ever go to the university. I still have the same mindset while I was growing up. Educational system from primary school down to senior secondary school are very easy. They are all free, kind of. Not free per se, but the token of amount you pay is lesser. But then university, those time were like for the rich. I never thought I could make it based on the background I came from, and the way I think is still the same. Primary school, senior secondary school, then we learn a trade or learn a skill. That was what is in my head. Then transcending into the higher institution, I started seeing things differently. I started meeting different people from different perspectives. I hear people's story. I hear the rich and the poor, how they narrate. And I see people struggling, you know, and this really helped my mentality. I started thinking differently outside the box and like, wait, why am I thinking low of myself ever since I was feeling like I can't get past this. I can't be better than my father, stuff like that. And my dad keeps saying one thing that has stand out for me. He said, I did not go to school, but I will make sure my children go to school so that they can be better than me. Then I'm not trying to say that my father is a failure, but I'm trying to say that I'm now seeing the reason why he makes those statements, because at this point in time, my mindset has changed towards that. And I begin to see that because there are some certain opportunities he could not get. There was a time he went for an interview and they require his, even as low as school sat, he could not provide it. So he came back crying that day. I saw my father shed tears that time. I was like, wow, so this school is actually something. So many people feel like just school. There are a lot of people who have graduated and they become nothing. There are people who have graduated and they went back to the street. It's all about your mentality, what you view school as. I didn't take school as just go and read books and then no. I went there, I saw something different. I saw business opportunity. I established different relationship with people that really stood out for me. So it has been the biggest change in my life because I came outside as a different person entirely and I can reason differently.
All right, this is awesome. So, one thing I was able to grab from what you said is mentality can actually help you to know how to move about change.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for that beautiful answer. All right, so now this is the 3 questions I'll be asking you. My number one is okay? I think I already asked that question. What was the hardest part of that change? I mean, the hardest part of the change you had to go through.
Okay, the hardest part of the change is finance. Like I said initially that then the school was for the rich. I think it's now for the richest. Because what is actually going on in this country now, you will bear me witness that, yes. Because I can tell how much I paid for school fees and it's not the same today. Like it's has tripled. So then I view school as people that have money. Now, one thing that I said school was for the rich that have become finance is that it's not about getting into school, getting the admission, because this has stopped me not even taking jam because I was so scared that if I gain this admission, how consistently will my parents be, the upkeep, the welfare, It's not about, okay, we can gather, we can beg, we can raise the money, can collect loan and pay for my school fees for 100 level. What about 200? What about 300? What about 400? What about my project? Because I had a lot of people then asking questions. Project, you can spend a lot. I'd be like, but my parents don't even have the money. Do you understand? So it was the biggest thing. So imagine you graduating in secondary school in 2012 and you're just writing your first jump in 2017. Like, it's actually a lot because I have to like process. At some point, my parents were like, aren't you going to, are you not planning on going to school? I now ask them question, if I get into school, who is going to be taking care of me? Knowing then that I don't even have anybody, I don't know who to run to, like, I don't even have any business I'm doing. And the business I'm doing then was a job. I was actually a secretary in one. So if I live there, they will employ somebody else. So you get, so I was thinking about the future. I wasn't just thinking about, okay, going into school. I was thinking about the maintenance. Do you understand? Because I know how people have gone to school and they compromise just because they want to keep up with schools and the rest of them. So finance was my biggest,
Finance was
the biggest challenge I
well,
had.
the truth is that finance has always been one of the biggest and hardest issue when it comes to change.
Yeah.
But then it's all dependent
It all
on the
depend
kind of
on,
change.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that awesome question. I hope you are enjoying our show. So my second question is, what positive thing came from that change?
Wow. Like I said, and I always be saying, you see, when you have a positive mentality, a mindset towards something, it always yield a very good result for you. Yeah. So it's the mentality I have. I saw school as go and read, go and get certificates, then you come outside and have one big work. But do you see how this positive mentality now like shaping my mindset is that I saw school as not just go and read, you won't even get the good job you're even actually looking for. It's not like it's a course actually. People will get it, right? But not everybody will. But the thing that gives me the positive mentality is that it gives me that environment. I see school as a place where I can do every other thing. I can venture into so many things. I can see business opportunities. Because while I was in school, I met some group of individuals that introduced me to an entrepreneurship skills course like that. So I enrolled. It's a training outside school, but they partner with our university to train students while they're in school to have the mindset of planning your own business. That was the first entrepreneurship study I did while I was in school. So it was not really easy for me, merging school activities. Sometimes we'll be there and they would, friends will call me, there's class. I have to like, sir, we have class. So they'll quickly round up and sometimes we have to fix classes when there is no lecture at all. So it wasn't really easy to carry everybody along because our academic calendars in different various departments are different. So it helps me think. So it was from that training I got to know that, wow. So as a student, I can still be doing something, business wise,
Yeah.
helping myself financially. So it helps my mentality. I started thinking differently. So school is not just about coming to read book. So I can do business. I can have very good relationship with people that can, matters later, that can help me in future. So I started reshaping my mindset. So if I came out with a positive mindset, yeah, it helps me. So I didn't see school as just go and read book and get certificate and all. I see school as an environment to explore into different field and all that.
Okay, thank you very, very much. So, as you all know, change is the constant thing in life. It is what you'd face as an individual from when we were small to this particular age. For me, I also have changes. While growing up, I didn't really. Now, this is a personal story for me, and I thought to share it with everybody. So, my personal story is, I was while growing up, I was loved by everyone. So, when I was in secondary school, people started, they started moving away from me, and I'm like, what's happening? Joy, you're already growing up. I mean, even if you've not grown to one certain age, you are still growing. You're still in the process of growing and all of that. So I noticed that, so you mean people do not want to associate with me because of my hand? I say, God of mercy. Okay. So I was not like, is this what I'll have to face while growing up? I'd have to start explaining to people that, okay, so this was what happened to my hand. This is no, 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 I don't want to. So one thing I know about change is that you have to be mentally prepared for whatever will come at you because change will always come. So my third question is, and that's the last question I have for today. What do you have for people would one point or the other in their life face one or two changes?
Okay. Uh, what I'm going to say is we should always embrace change. Change can come at any time. We should be prepared for it. Like I said, have a positive mindset towards whatever change that is going to occur in your life, and make sure you drive it towards the right path. Because there are some change that will just occur to you and you're not prepared for it. It leads you into depression. Just like the economic state now in the country, it's just as if the government are not even prepared for the kind of economic downfall in this country. And then the citizens themselves are not prepared for it because they voted for a change. And now the change is changing into the negative aspect. And many of them are depressed. Some cannot even tell, they can't even control it. There are some change that you can control. So I'm not saying school is the best, that anybody that goes to school will have a positive mindset. It's just the one that affected me. And the one that came, and I took it as an opportunity to reshape myself. Do you understand? Some can be business. It might be the job they offer they got in a job that will like, wow, change everything about them. Because imagine someone living in a one room and then got a job where they're paying him 500,000 a month. The person will like, okay, I don't need to be in this room again. He changes environment, he changes cycles,
That
he
was
changes
actually going to
clique
the
of
part.
persons.
Yeah.
You know, you start mingling with staffs that are high, you know, people that think intelligently, because these are people he met in the field. And before you know, he started changing friends. And friends now will now feel like, hey, he has made money. That's why he left us. Not knowing that, no, there is something he's getting, a change he has that's occurred in his life. So it's metamorphose, you know, move to another level like that. Just as butterfly started from caterpillar, you know, like that, from egg, caterpillar, metamorphose to like, that's how it is for every man. So we should embrace change positively, especially positive change. The ones that are negative, we should try to control them. But when we have a positive mindset, even the negative one won't show.
That's true.
Do you understand? So school was like a place where it was like a platform where I grew my mentality, because the environment I was, that was where I did my primary school, my junior secondary school, my senior secondary school, same environment, same people. Do you understand? Same circles of people. So we still think alike. But when I went to school, I met different people. I left the environment. I started living in school. So I met different people. I have a new roommate, people I live with that I've never known before. So we started sharing that. You see, I started having different mentalities. So when I came back, I didn't associate with them like before. There was a time even a friend had to call me and like, we just went to school, you're not feeling big boy. You don't want to talk to us again. I was like, because I've not come to the realization that what will I discuss with this person? Because if I bring this kind of knowledge, you won't comprehend.
That's true.
Do you understand? So by that time, I started selecting friends that I can be with because of the change that have occurred in my life. So if these people would have accepted that change and like, okay, this person has found a way of his life, so let me now direct my own. But because we are more consumed by our negative influence occurrence happening in our life, that's why most of the time we feel down, like, you know, when this change comes and we are not prepared for it. So having a positive mindset will really help you when change comes. Even if it is negative, you know how to deal with it because you're already prepared mentally. So mental preparation is key to every change.
That's true. So thank you very much. And for him was cool, but for me, I think mine was volunteering. It's actually changed my view and perspective about a lot of things. And yeah,
Volunteering, yeah.
he said, God of mercy, he volunteering changed a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, I I didn't just volunteer with one organization. It was more, and then more organization, and it changed a lot for me. So I think those were I experienced one or two changes during those volunteering as well. So as we all know, his might not be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
we have different
Different
changes.
changes.
But there are people that'll be like, I don't think mine is change and all of that. Just
Change is
let
a
me tell you,
constant thing.
change is a constant thing.
It's a
Like
constant thing. Yeah.
I usually say this, whoever is not ready for change, because I have been in a situation where I was not ready for change, and I was really dealt with. When you're not ready for change, you do not really want to change. Yeah,
Yes.
you do not want
You
to
do not want
push.
to push,
You
yes.
do not want to go through the process, and you were dealt with badly. I've seen people who, because of change, they have to commit suicide.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I can't take
You
this
can't
anymore.
take it, yes.
I can't take this anymore. And there are people career-wise
Everything
too.
is changed.
Yeah,
Everything.
career-wise, and they be like,
Career, job, everything circle around change.
and again, it takes a courageous person, a strong person. I know we all are strong, but then there's this level of, there's this man, he will always say you have to put on a tough skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anything can hit you at any time.
At any time.
Yeah, so you just have to put on a tough skin and embrace change. And one thing about change is that when you really walk towards the change, when you embrace it, when you walk towards it, it will always turn into something good, and you will all benefit. We will all benefit from it.
Yeah.
That's whoever works through change. So thank you very much, and we will be waiting for your comments in the comment section. I want you to answer us on everything we'll discuss about. As we all know, he said this, and I'll be waiting to hear your own too. Thank you very much, and see you on our next video.